What?
Turtle? Is it a turtle? Oh,
Like some kind of. I think
Benoit! Is it a turtle? Hit us with the business, Daddy. Hit us with the business.
All right. The report was particularly heinous and disturbing to read.
Shit on a dick. Shit on a dick, Liam. You're right. You're right. Hello and welcome to the best show of your life. Here we go. It's time to guess the news. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Liam Reese. He's Vern Poxy. Here's what's going on. We're each going to bring our own news story to the show. We're going to give you the bare bones of the story, and then you, or whoever, is going to ask certain questions. Maybe it's the age, maybe it's the gender, maybe it's the region, maybe it's, the people. Who knows? Who knows? You can only play the white card in this game, that's what we'll do. But either way, we're all bringing a story. You're going to have to try and guess the bare bones, and it'll be revealed at the end. You can play along at home and keep score. Tell us how you do in the comments. We'd love to hear it. But nonetheless, that's how it works. So listen, play along, have some fun. This was, I should say this again, but this idea spawned from the Shane Gillis SNL kind of thing. But whatever. If you didn't hear it last time, forget it. Who cares? All right, I'm going to have to stop saying that. Either way, first story tonight comes from the one and only Liam Lashmize Harris. Liam, take it away, Daddy-o.
All right, folks, we're going to guess the news. And can you guess the age, sex, and region, and which exotic animal in question of this psychotic story? A while back, a foster parent had been taken into custody for allegedly attempting to trade a full human child in exchange for an exotic pet that they needed for their exotic pet collection. The parent, up until this point, had fostered more than 200 children, which is obviously horrifying.
Wow.
They got caught because a witness came forward because they were being asked to middleman this crazy exchange. The foster parent asked them if they could take the child to another state and bring the child down and come back with the exotic pet. And that's how they got caught. So,
man,
this one is pretty crazy. That's all the details I can give you.
Wow.
So, I'm going to open the floor. Guys, I'll give you a hint. The conditions were found to be absolutely horrible, and the house was overcrowded with animals.
Oh.
So, what we need from you guys is sex. We're talking about a foster parent. This is a male or female. Age. How old? You kind of have an idea. Foster parent is, at least you're thinking older than, a certain age. You need to know what they traded the human child for, what animal, and, the region of the country.
Man,
the region of the United States?
Region of the United States, sir.
Okay, thank you. Can I just say this, guys? I do know about this story because this is the precursor to the movie We Bought a Zoo. So that's how, there you go. Kind of spoiler alert. I'll talk about Matt Damon here. But either way, no, I'm just kidding. By the way, I have no clue.
You want to build a zoo, you're going to need at least 200 kids to trade, right?
Right.
You figure six kids for an elephant sounds like a fair deal.
Sure. What would you, what is the going rate of a Bengal tiger? Like, it's got to be 4 kids, minimum.
I think whatever they can eat in a day has got to be where you start figuring that out. Okay, Maddie, we got some real questions.
We got some talking to. Hold on, Liam. First thing, can I ask any cars mentioned in this? Any types of cars? Any types of vehicles?
I do not see any vehicles in question.
Okay, that's fine.
Not in this
just want to know if they said Corolla, because if it's a Corolla, as we know, dead giveaway.
I was wondering if they said fan boat. When I was looking for the region, maybe that would help. But
Daddy.
All
That
right.
would have been a huge
So,
one.
Maddie,
Can I-
couple things.
Vern, can
Couple,
I, okay, talk to me.
no,
Talk to me.
no.
I just want to say this.
Yeah.
I just want to say this, if I can, right? It was someone asking a friend to take the kid and drop them off. Can I just say, there's no way a woman would do this for a guy, but any guy in the world would be like, oh yeah, drop off a kid for a fucking lizard? I do this in maybe with the 1 in a million chance to bang you? Yeah. Yeah, give me the kid. Give me the kid. Right? Like that's my thought. That's what I'm throwing
Okay.
around. Just
So
saying like maybe it's a female. That's
now
my reasoning. Talk to me.
the neighbor, the person who was asked to do literally all of the hard illegal work of
Literally
Yeah,
driving
yeah,
and
they take on
exchanging the kids.
all of the risk. Yeah,
All
you're
of the
taking
risk.
on 100% of the risk.
Also,
Yeah.
the kid's missing, doesn't come, and like if they don't get the animal, say, "Oh, someone kidnapped my kid." Boom, like yeah, big trouble.
Here's what I was looking at. And just very basic brass tacks. There's no way they let a dude foster 200 kids. So I think you're right. I think this is a woman, and I think only a woman would have the balls to be like, I think my neighbor kind of digs me. Hey, give me a favor. Can you drive this kid across state lines and then just come back with a, whatever?
Okay,
so I think the sex of the offender is female. Now Liam has something he wants to add.
No, it sounds like you guys have that part pretty much worked out. So we won't.
Don't give it away, you jabron.
Why? There's still so much left to get.
Yeah.
I mean, just don't save it for the end.
Oh,
there's no. Okay, you can cut that, but there's no way in the world that they're letting a dude foster 200 kids.
I would agree.
Right off the jump,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Our logic is sound as far as like, dude, no way a dude gets 200 kids, or at least. Yeah, I would say if there was a dude fostering children, they would definitely cut him off at 20. Be like, whoa, this is too much. But
the FBI would be living in the house next door, just waiting.
Right.
200 is a lot. I don't even know how you get to 200. Because they got to all get to 18, right? So how do you even get to 200? That's
not necessarily. A lot of times you can be like a foster. No, well, in this instance, but you could. There are people who will foster kids for 2 to 3 months before they find like a permanent home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they have.
You could also say the kid ran away. But like, I had him here. He just left. I don't know. Then what are you gonna do?
Now I have all these exotic, and it's the craziest thing. Now I have all these exotic animals.
Imagine too if you had a kid there that they're like. Imagine if there was a menu, right? And they're like, look, I have a pretty sweet cobra. Looks like you got a nice couple here. I'll take this. And there was one kid that just never got picked, right? And had been there for a while. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know where they go, but we always come back with a new sheep or something. Like, what's going on here? Like, who is that kid?
This story is absurd.
I mean, sounds like a woman. Bern, let's talk location here. Okay, let's talk location. I mean, top of the list is always Florida, right? Like that's got to be top of the chats. It's got to be top of the chats.
Top of the list is Florida, or like in the general southeastern region of the United States.
Where was Tiger King at?
Was it Tennessee or Kentucky?
I see.
I don't know for sure. Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas. It was somewhere right in the middle. Like he had like his little thing. But here's the thing. You don't live in Minnesota, right?
Oklahoma. Because Tiger King was Oklahoma.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So you got to have a fair climate if you're trading for anything exotic, because you're not living in Green Bay. Like snakes can't live there. Big cats don't live there. Like monkeys can't live there. So like this crocodiles, the sexy exotic things,
will be limited for
they have to be in like the southern United States. Like even if you wanted to draw a line from like Arizona to Georgia, they have to be somewhere like kind of around in there. I guess, I mean, what animal is so cool that you would be willing to trade a kid for it though? And so I go right to snake people are really into snakes, but I go snakes are big cats. Like it's either like like an anaconda or a python or like some kind of cat. And I feel like the southeastern United States is probably the best general area to draw around of where both of those kind of creatures could live.
We're talking Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, Mississippi,
Yeah,
Alabama, Arkansas. I
maybe
could
into
see
Arkansas,
Arkansas. I
maybe a
could
little
see
bit of East,
Arkansas.
maybe that little bit of Gulfy Texas. You know what I
All
mean? But
right.
like right around there.
All right, so
Um,
let's just do our region is we have female, we have southeastern United States.
yeah.
We'll put Florida top of the list just because. Come on,
Well, if you're gonna get
right,
Southeastern United States, you might as well put Florida at the top.
right. So and then what was we need the animal?
Age and animal. Age of the
Age.
woman and animal. Age of the
If she's
person and
had
animal.
200, right? Let's just call it an even 55, right? Say she started this in her 30s. That's 25 years. You know,
Let's go
55
about.
to 60.
Let's go between 50 and 60.
15,
Somewhere
60.
between
Okay.
50 and 60.
All right. So we got female for sure. We have Southeastern United States, emphasis on Florida. And then we're looking between 50s and 60s. And then what are we thinking for exotic animal?
It's a cat or a snake. I feel like
I'm
it's a
thinking
cat or
it's
a
a
snake.
cat. But also, I do know this. Well, here's the other switcheroo burn, right? Is that in Florida, what if they're selling to Florida because they have the invasive species of the snakes, right? And they're trying to sell the snakes out of Florida and giving a kid to Florida from Arkansas or Oklahoma or something like that.
Listen, it's possible, but I think the more I think about this, I think we're looking more like snake than cat because this person asked the other person to drop off the child and then bring the other animal back in their car.
So it's got to be somewhat close. Yeah.
Well, you can't put a tiger in the fucking back
but
of your
F-150. But they are crossing
F-150.
state lines. They did say you're crossing state lines.
But I'm just saying, where do you fit? If it's a cat, right?
Yeah.
If it's a cat,
your neighbor just doesn't have
a tiger in the back?
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Like
no
your
neighbor has a car that has the cat cage. Yeah.
But if they have a nice Subaru, you're like, go get my weird snake. Yeah. Go get my weird snake and stick it in your trunk.
Maybe bird, snake or bird.
Ooh,
maybe a bird.
Shit.
Maybe a bird because you can put a bird in a cage, throw it in the truck, Daddy.
I'll give you a hint. I've never seen this type of cage for sale in a pet store.
Oh, Daddy. Are we talking fish? We talking fish now, Daddy?
I've never seen it in a pet store. Like, I've never seen this enclosure in a pet store, put it that way. And I was just at a pet store getting
birds have cages.
I will not go to a pet store because I will not own a pet. And I told my daughter, she's 5 years old, if she brings home a dog, I will drown it in front of her. What? That's my theory. We're not having pets in this house, Daddy. Oh,
yeah, every time
dogs.
Every time Maddie says that, the ratings go sky high. Yeah.
I forget what point. Oh yeah, we had God, what was her name?
It's come up. It's come up before.
B York almost left the show when I said that.
Cool.
Shout out to her. She's quite a good-looking dime. Liam, right up your alley. If I know your type, like I think I do.
Daddy,
mega cannons.
You know it, Daddy.
Maddie, that hint from Liam though. Never seen this kind of cage in a pet store. I mean,
what kind?
I've seen bird cages. I've seen snake
Has he seen a
cages.
snake?
I've seen what
turtle? Is it a turtle?
Oh, like some kind of venomous lizard? Is it a here's the deal.
Is it a turtle?
Let's throw cats away. Cats are out.
See ya, cats.
See ya, cats.
See ya. Get that pussy out of here.
Now we're talking about fish bird aquatic. We're talking about
I think it's a turtle,
things.
Daddy. I think it's a fucking turtle.
But what kind of turtle's worth a kid? Oh, wait, like a great old big old
a big old fucking
tortoise?
Tortie, Daddy.
Throw him in the back. Throw him in the back of your F-150.
Like also,
put a tarp on
what
him.
pets live a long time? Fucking torties.
Worth a kid? Let's go turtle.
One kid, one turtle, even trade. We're going female. We're going southeastern United States, possibly from Florida. That was my thing. Then we're going turtle, and we're going in their 60s.
50 to 60.
Hit us with the business, Daddy. Hit us with the business.
All right. So we're talking about a woman. You guys nailed that pretty quickly. Okay. She lives in Winfield, Missouri.
Ooh.
All right. We're pushing it. We're pushing it there. That's more central.
She is 70 years old.
Oh, wow. Pulling
this insanity. Okay.
Yeah.
And she traded for, and I have never seen a cage for this animal. Traded him straight up for a monkey. Traded the kid straight up for a monkey.
Now, obviously, because of the way laws work in the United States, we don't know how old the kid was, right?
No.
But nope. We could probably assume that the monkey would have been more valuable to a 70-year-old than like a 6-year-old, right? And the monkey can do stuff for you. You can go grab your shit. You can talk to him a little bit.
Man.
A monkey. Traded a human child for a monkey. So she was not able to obtain the monkey, but she did manage to land herself a $250,000 cash bond.
I mean, you're trafficking in children, right? Like,
so
yeah, Liam, maybe that's chump change.
Couple details, right? So you said that eventually, then after that this exposes the woman as like a bad foster mom. They go to the house. They find all kinds of they find a menagerie of animals that are probably not living in their proper habitats or being taken care of.
Yeah,
did we get any results on other animals at the house?
Yeah, once you get to, it just says that it was overrun with animals and terrible condition for terrible health condition for particularly heinous and just the report was particularly heinous and disturbing to read. So they didn't throw a lot of it. So it takes a very dark turn once this lady gets caught.
Yeah.
And she said, who knows, this kind of neglect have been going on for what seems to be at least a decade. It gets pretty sad pretty quick.
Well, they don't let you start fostering kids at 60, right? So if she's had over 200, she's probably been fostering kids.
She's been at it for quite some time.
30 years, 25, 30, 35 years. They don't just let 60-year-olds foster kids. If you're a 60-year-old and you fostered 100 kids, they'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. You know what you're doing. But you don't break into the game at 58 as a foster.
They didn't name anybody, but numerous victims after that point have come forward, like previous foster kids and stuff.
Whoa.
So she's gonna get nailed.
Yeah.
250's tip of the iceberg, probably. Right.
Yeah.
For what she's looking at.
She's done for. She's gonna die in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does she get to bring the monkey?
I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice, dude. Liam, that was a great story. Really good stuff. I really love too how we really, I mean, we were just digging on trying to find that.
I'm gonna be honest, I was very excited that I had so we always do, you guess the name, the age, the region.
Yeah.
I was very excited that we had an animal we could guess this time too.
No, same.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That was
whole different wrinkle.
Yeah.
All right, my turn to guess. What do we got next?
Here we go. All right. So next up is me. Let me remind the users again. The gimmick is I'm giving a story, giving you a couple things to guess. Here we go. Ready for my story? Here we go. This is from News of the Weird on Reddit. And Liam, did you shout out where you got yours from?
Sorry, I did not. Mine also was from News of the Weird subreddit.
Very good. I got mine from News of the Weird subreddit. And then just to let you guys know, this is international news. We cool with that?
Oh, I'm so cool with it.
Here we go. A teacher has been indefinitely banned from the classroom after a tribunal found that the teacher got drunk and swore at students during a lesson that spiraled into what is being called a mini rave. Again, a teacher has been indefinitely banned from the classroom after a tribunal found that the teacher got drunk and swore at students during a lesson that spiraled into what is being called a mini rave. What I'm asking you for, guys, we have the gender, we have the age, I want the region, and then bonus, Can you tell me what grade they were teaching? So, do you need me to read the story again?
So wait, we got gender, age, country, and bonus is grade.
Yes. You ready?
I think I have a good starting point.
Okay.
All right. So, Burn, I'm thinking again, we're dealing with a female. Oftentimes when whenever you hear these stories about like the teacher brought the kids on the trip and they let them like have a drink, or they like invited them to their house and there was a party and like the teacher was cool with it and stuff. I think like 9 times out of 10 it's a female trying to like fit in and stuff.
In America. In America.
Ah, yes,
in
we're not in
America.
America.
We're not in America. The rave thing, I'm not going to lie to you, the rave thing has me because the teacher had to be drunk, swear at the students, but also then kind of acquiesce to the rave to be like, all right, I guess we're here now.
The Russians
like happening.
The Russians like drinking and they like raves, dude.
The Eastern Europeans too, yes. Like I mean, they're still really into house and techno.
Yeah, they like live for it, man, and they definitely live for drinking, dude. So I think we're on to something there.
I think we're on to something country wise. I think we're looking like Eastern European, slash like Russian, like in that that kind of Slavic belt that runs down there. So let's pencil that in. Let's put that in pencil right now.
Okay. Russians love vodka and techno. All right.
See, my initial feeling was that this was a dude. My initial feeling was that this was a dude just because of the fact that it turned into a rave. Like, I think a drunk dude has a lot more follow through than a drunk female. I can see a drunk
probably owns the DJ equipment and whatnot.
It's probably in the trunk, right? Or he already has it in the classroom where like we talk about women being inappropriate, but like when they are appropriate, they know that like, well, I probably shouldn't have like a disco ball in my classroom. But I could see some wacky Polish dude just being like, here's how we do it. We have free period later on.
But tribunal, hold on. There's a tribunal in the mix.
Tribunal's a big word too. Yeah.
We may be.
This went all the way to the top. This whole thing went all the way to the top.
That changes things, dude.
Can we agree on age? Can we agree if this person was probably sub 40?
Yeah, I think it has to be younger.
Almost
teacher.
sub 30, like 30-ish.
Because that's the teacher that's going to be like, yeah, I'm cool like you guys. You know what I mean? Like we can.
It's got a little weird, but we'll just see where it goes from here. Let's go under 35. Does under 35
I like
work?
It. Yeah.
Let's go under 35.
Yeah, because honestly, if they're too old, the kids are going to be like, I'm not partying with this.
I'm not buying this anyway, right?
He's like a million years old, Yeah.
It's a setup, right?
Yeah.
I think you and I are a little bit split on gender. I don't know. This screams like a 29-year-old dude to me.
The tribunal is throwing me though. Like the drinking and rave scream, like we said, Eastern European, but tribunal, like
you feel like don't they have a lot of civilized culture?
But don't they have a lot of like indigenous, like in Canada and stuff?
Well, tribunal just means a meeting of three. So it's just a meeting of
so I'm an ignorant asshole. I just thought that automatically meant a tribe.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not necessarily a tribe. It's just a meeting of like the three heads of whatever. That way you have an odd vote.
Okay.
So I think we're good on under 35. I think we like the Eastern European, Russian, Slavic belt kind of run. This could be Bosnia, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Could be, who knows, Albania, you know what I mean? One of those backwards countries. Who knows what's going on? But I think we like under 35.
Like techno and shit too, though?
Everybody who's not American, I think at this point, loves techno. Like they're just catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Ruskies for sure do. Gender. What are we thinking on gender? My lean is a dude. My lean's a dude. I think only a dude lets it get this far.
I don't know, because sometimes they're like, if it's like the dorky female teacher, then she's just trying to like, you know what I mean?
Help.
Like, because maybe no, not even just help. Like, hey,
No, but
like,
I mean,
look,
like, just like,
now I'm cool. You know what I mean? I wasn't then. Now I can party. Like that's what I'm. You know what I mean?
why don't we split the difference
We'll
on that?
split on that.
I'll take
All
a
right,
dude. I'll take a
that's fine.
dude. You take a lady,
All
and
right.
then for a bonus, what grade is this? I think
I
it's
say it has to be high school
got
age,
to be high
right?
school, right? High school
Yeah,
age. Yeah, I'm there,
high school age
100%.
automatic. Okay.
Um, so Maddie, we believe that this is either a male or a female. I take male. Liam takes female. Below
Yeah.
the age of 35,
Yes.
teaching a high school age grade somewhere in Eastern European or Western Russia.
From Russia with love. Yeah. That's
What you got? What you got, big boy?
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Hope so.
All right, so let's have a little fun here. Okay, so a teacher in Wales named Alice
Wales.
Liam had it.
Ashton.
I wasn't
Yep.
far off. I said the
Nope.
Brits. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Fuck.
Nope. So, a teacher in Wales named Alice Ashton has been indefinitely banned from a classroom after a tribunal found that she got drunk and swore at students during a lesson that spiraled into a mini rape. The incident occurred on January 17th of 2024 when Alice Ashton, who was teaching at I don't know how to pronounce it, she at a school. It was
If
high
it's a
school.
Welsh name, you never
It's
win.
it's high school. They drank alcohol from an Evian bottle in class. Students reported that she played loud music, including the Macarena, and encouraged dancing instead of teaching the lesson. One 16-year-old student testified that Ashton was lively and quite animated and smelled of alcohol. The student also said that Ashton became agitated and swore at the class, calling them little shits
Yes.
and putting her middle finger in a student's face. The
I like
tribunal
that.
also heard that Ashton had a previous conviction for drunk driving. Ashton did not attend her hearing, but CCTV footage from the classroom reportedly contradicted her earlier denials of the events. And she can reapply to teach in 2 years. So there you go.
How old did
How
they
old
say
is
she
she?
was?
Oh, she was late 20s, early 30s. So you were under
Late
35,
20s,
right?
early 30s. All right.
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 for Liam.
So I'll tell
3 out
you
of 4 for
this.
Liam.
I'll tell
And
you
almost,
this, guys.
Liam, you almost nailed it. You were 3 out of 4, and you missed with the Brits, Wales, and Scotland. I forgot about those places are
Yeah.
savage.
Yeah.
And they love
techno.
a rave. And they love
Yep.
a rave. Can I tell you this, guys? She's also a rocket. Like she's
Of course
a
she
smoke.
is. Always.
She is
It's
a
Always.
total smoke.
Always.
Like
honestly,
look,
like at this point, it's like baffling to me. Cause like don't they so whenever that happens, when it's like, oh, they're like, hooking up with a kid or they're doing stuff like this, like how aren't hot chicks like popular? Don't people always want to like hang out with them and shower them with praise and gifts and
Yeah.
everything? I don't understand.
I guarantee this is like she probably wasn't hot in high school, got hot after high school, and then was so like addicted to the attention that she was getting as being like the hot teacher in school.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Okay.
But it's always a chick who like is
Always.
in their 20s who, if they went to a bar in my town, would be like bothered a ton by all the dudes there and have her pick of the litter. Like it's always the deal.
Yeah.
It's always a chick who I'm like, if I saw her at one of my local bars, there'd be 7 guys who were taking their shot over the course of a Friday
none of
night.
them are the captain of the football team who are getting
Anymore.
a full ride to state.
Anymore. They used to
They're not
be.
getting a full ride to state.
No, they're not.
Liam.
Liam.
Getting a full ride to state.
Hey, let's give it up to Liam there. 3 out of 4. And he was knocking on the door of the United Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Schmoosh. Man, Burn, we are not good at this game.
I should have stuck to my guns, you know what I mean?
Pretty good. Pretty good work.
All
Pretty
right.
good work by you.
The truth is, I still really wanted to lean. When I hear techno, I just think of it.
You think
Russians.
Russia. If you hear techno, you say, Vladimir Putin or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Russian.
Well,
Techno's Russian.
Bits for the drop.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Either way, Benoit Payud, that leaves you, Daddy. Liam, you ready to decipher?
I'm so ready. That was so fun.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. It's the best. Even sitting back and watching is pretty fun because I'm just like, you guys, like when you're saying stuff, I'm like, ooh, don't give it away. But yep, fucking A. So 2 chicks thus far, huh? Two
Thus
chicks.
far.
All right,
2 chicks.
Benoit Payud, you know the deal. Give us the bare bones, and we'll try to fill in the pieces, Daddy. Take it away.
All right. After a 2 year and 9 month trial, this person has been found guilty on 3 charges of murder and 1 charge of attempted murder. I should also say, just to start off, this is an international news story that I got from NPR. It's NPR international news stories. This is not the United States. This person, 50 years old, not one of my questions.
Okay.
Parent of 2 children, found guilty after a 2 year and 9 month trial on 3 charges of murder, 1 charge of attempted murder for killing their spouse's parents, aunt, and almost killing their uncle with poisoned beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington,
man.
eh?
This person, the 50-year-old person, parent of 2 children, just found guilty after an extremely long trial. 3 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted for killing their spouse's parents, aunt, and almost the uncle with poisoned beef Wellington. The uncle survived. Barely.
Shout out to him.
My questions to you are, obviously, the sex of the offender.
Yes, please.
You son of a gun. Really, the sex and the country.
Okay.
So
that's all I'm looking
sex
for here.
And country. Aren't we always just looking for sex and country? Okay, so Lishmoosh, I'm saying beef Wellington has got to be UK, right?
I agree. Anytime you watch Gordon Ramsay on any of those shows, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's like,
it's a Sunday roast. It's a beef Wellington.
Yeah.
It's and also they had to make it themselves. So either it's a dude that cooks really good, or like a mom, a wife.
So,
did we have any vehicles mentioned, Vern?
No vehicles were mentioned in the report whatsoever.
Okay.
You love going by the vehicles. But dude, so on forensic files, when somebody's poisoning somebody, I hate to do this. I'm not doing this on purpose for our female viewers, but it is almost always like on forensic files, somebody's getting poisoned, like the wife is poisoning people.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, Liam, Game of Thrones, poison's a woman's weapon.
They're sneaky like that, dude. Yeah.
Poison's a woman's weapon. They've always said it.
I was wondering if that was going to strike your chord.
But But murdering 3 people is kind of you're getting into I think when the body count goes up, it starts to lean back towards male.
Liam, can I ask you something? Sure. Have you ever been married?
Have I ever been married? No.
No. So there's a very unique relationship that occurs between a wife and a mother-in-law. Let me tell you. Okay? It goes the other way too. The husband and I don't know, but there's a very unique relationship between a wife and a mother-in-law, especially if there's kids involved and there's 2 of them, correct?
That's correct. The parents of 2 children.
Oh man!
Now, fellas, I'm gonna throw a little detail in at you here. The method of poison was the death cap mushroom,
and that they put in the beef Wellington,
and it comes
pretty slick
from a place that they're naturally foraged.
It comes from cow shit.
I don't know if it's cow shit, but they're naturally foraged in a place that is how do I say this without giving it away? There's a lot of lot of country, lot of area, a lot of places to go creeping around, do sneaky stuff to find shit that'll kill you.
Huh. Huh.
So maybe now
Is
we're
he
talking
trying
about
to mislead us?
jungles, you know what I mean? So maybe
Well,
now we're in
no, we
South
could be
America.
talking about Ireland because fucking
Oh,
Sure,
Ireland
oh,
sure.
is
I wasn't
all
I wasn't trying to
sheep
throw
and
you off. I just wanted to give you a little the death cap mushroom, which was diced up to create that little bit of mushroom between the beef and the puff pastry
sure.
was
We've all seen
was
the shorts.
was where the poison was.
So
Right.
did they make their like so here's the thing. When they made Wellington, did they make like 4 Wellingtons and one was a no poison? So they had to sit there and eat with the family, right?
They
They
made
can make one big one.
they made individual portions of beef Wellington.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
before two of the victims
Oh
succumbed
wow.
to their death, because they went to the hospital, one person got a liver transplant and still died.
Jeez.
Oof.
Did point out that the plate this person was eating off of was a different
Oof.
color than the plates they were served with.
Oh.
Pretty fucking clever.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking clever. Huh. And this
All
is
right.
international.
International.
Man.
So I
God.
think I'm pretty set in what I think at this
Do you
point.
think it's Germany?
I'm still gonna go towards the UK because they have like different.
UK, Ireland, that
They do
area?
have like large. You know what
Oh,
I
they
mean?
have
They have like
tons of
yeah,
farmland.
they have yeah. So there is a place they could get
Where, I
those
mean, I'm
mushrooms.
trying to think. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Death Cap mushroom does. I think it's European in origin. I don't know. I could be full of shit,
Yeah.
but I think if it is European in origin, I'm trying to think of a European country that has a lot of like, bro. Whoa. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
All
Let me
right.
talk to you, Liam.
All
Okay?
right. Talk to
Let's
me,
think
bro.
about this. Let's just say it is a European country, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What European country cooks a lot? What European country has women that are crazy?
Italy. Right?
Is it an
Italy,
Italian
maybe?
broad? Is it an Italian broad that got sick of her mother-in-law making fun of her spagoli or something, or her
Yeah.
cannolis weren't good enough, or she's like, she says one more thing about my Sunday gravy.
Yeah, but would
I'm gonna
Italians
poison
eat
her.
Wellington? I don't think Italians would eat
Shit on a
Wellington.
dick. Shit on a dick, Liam. You're right. You're right.
They would look at that and be like,
They'd
"Hey,
be like,
you know,
"Oh, where's
yeah,
the cheese?
yeah,
Man, man,
yeah." So I just
man.
listen. This one, I am strictly just going to play the odds. We did two. It was female, female. I think the odds of it being female 3 times in a row are lower than the odds of it being female, female, male. So I'm gonna
I'm
just.
going female.
You can
I'm
go
go.
female. I'll go
Okay,
male to just play the odds. And
okay.
then
So I'll go female.
I'm sticking with UK.
God damn, it's tough not to stick with UK. I
Yeah.
agree. I'm going female. God, because it's a beef Wellington. You know.
Yeah, I just can't get off of it of UK because of the Wellington, you know?
I mean, does UK encompass Ireland?
Northern
North
Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah.
Well,
They still haven't given it back, you know?
yeah, those fucking cunts. I mean, it could be Scotland too, you know.
Scotland's in the UK,
Yeah.
Wales.
Yeah. Man, should I go with my Italian theory, Lishmoosh? What do you think?
You can give it a whirl because I also, again, could be an ignorant asshole, and they do eat Wellington in Italy because I don't actually know any real Italians from Italy. So what do I know? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, or Liam, could it be France? They could make beef
Oh,
Wellington in France. They could make. All
they
right.
sure
I'm
can.
gonna say French.
They
I'm gonna.
sure
You
can.
say UK. We got one. As long we're a team
Yeah.
here. We're a team, babe. It's a team game.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying
Yeah.
woman. You're saying Brazil, right?
Man. Yeah.
You're
Yep.
saying UK. I'm saying gay petty. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
All right. Here we go.
All right, gentlemen, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Aaron Patterson a 50-year-old Australian woman.
Australian.
Recently, after a long, prolonged trial, people thought this was going to be an open and shut case. She invited her estranged husband, his parents, and his uncle and aunt over for lunch one day, saying that she had to have a long conversation with them about a particular health concern that she had. As it turns out, she was inviting them all over to poison them with individual beef Wellingtons. She had married her husband in 2007. They separated in 2015. They got back together. They broke up. They got back together. They broke up. But the marriage was unreconcilable by 17. And around 2022, some child support issues popped up. Now, the reason everyone thought this was going to be an open and shut case was because, A, 3 of the 4 people who ate this died, and the other one spent a tremendous amount of time in the hospital and barely survived. B, she had lied about foraging the mushrooms. She said, I don't know, all the mushrooms I got were from this local, unnamed Asian grocer downtown. She also had recently purchased a mushroom dehydrator and had thrown it out days after the police came to investigate. She faked symptoms of vomiting and diarrhea for days to try to emulate the fact that she was also sick, and it was a mistake. She just claimed that she maybe didn't eat as much as the rest of them did. After a long trial where people were like, but wait, you did forage the mushrooms? But wait, you were inviting them over to tell them you had cancer, but you don't have cancer? Wait, you were saying you were sick, but refused all kinds of hospital and doctor's appointments? After 2 years and 9 months, she was finally found guilty and is facing a sentence of life in prison for the remainder of her days. Erin Patterson, 50-year-old, mother of 2, from Australia.
Damn,
Australia. You know what?
Yeah, that's definitely beef Wellington.
We blew it there because they
could have been it. Could have been it. Well, all right, guys. Well, that does it for another episode of Guess the News. Lishmoosh, you want to take us out?
Yeah. I just want to say we are not, He-Man woman haters. It's that's luck of the draw sometimes.
That's how it broke this
female.
Yeah.
That's just,
It's just the news.
What are the odds?
Byrne, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I mean, thanks everybody for tuning in to the Guess the News show on the Working Perspective Podcast Network. Please check out all our podcasts on Working Perspective Podcast, on YouTube, on MySpace, on Tubi, and anywhere else you get your fantastic, interesting podcasts.
See ya!